don't come in, don't come in. Hush, you can never be a fool when you're sticking with the Lord. Hush, trust in his voice and you trust in his word. He sets you under.
That was a beautiful sound from Ziduak Fidelis. It's something you can vibe to, dance to, sing to, rap to, and play to. Well, Ziduak is right here in the studio with us on this beautiful Friday morning. Ziduak, good morning.
Good morning.
That was a beautiful sound. And you
morning.
looked all pop in there, but now you're trying to be quiet for us. So why? That is not what we want right now. We want that Ziduak. Or is there something with when artists record this thing about them, but later they're now solemn and calm, like, you know? Ziduak, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing something great.
You have a beautiful sound. As a matter of fact, it's beautiful to think that that's a gospel sound, and it sounds like that. We are not used to the conventional gospel sound. Would expect you to, you know, seem like you are in the Holy of Holies singing to God. Well, I don't know how to sing to God. I've not been to heaven before, but and I'm sure different sounds will come from heaven. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
So how did you come about this sound, or maybe I should just start? How did you start singing?
Okay, I never dreamt of doing this. Like, never. I have always been on the side of criticizing, where I get to, like, when I listen to music, I'm like, okay, can they sing something else? Because if they don't talk about booty, they talk about babes, they talk about money, they talk about how dope they are. Can they say something meaningful? Do you understand? So I had this opportunity to be part of those, to be auditioned for a video vixen.
Okay.
Yeah, because I model on the side as well. So after the audition, because we were also to just introduce yourself, dance, side view, front view, dance, then that's it. Then one of the people on the cast table told me to stand aside. When he finished with the orders, he called me back and told me to sing. And I sang, and he said if I could permit him to take me to the studio from that point, and that was how
the journey began.
How many years ago was this?
2010. Yeah.
Well, 12
years.
I'm counting, because we're almost wrapping the year up now.
Yeah.
So how has the past 12 years been for your music?
Okay, I picked it up from there. Yeah, when he took me to the studio, I never knew I walked into ID Kabasa studio, because I was just new to Lagos, new to everything. So, and I was new to the entertainment whole structure. So we went, it all started there. Let me make the story brief. It all started there, and and when he took me to his office to, like, compose a song together, I didn't feel comfortable. I needed my space. So I now said, okay, you should give me time. I'll come back the following day and give him a song. And right as I left his office going home, and sounds, inspiration, concepts were just popping out, and I was putting words together, putting rhythms together, you know. And then that time to the following day, I came back with 2 songs.
Great.
And he's like, did I get help? I said no. And that was how it started. Then I did my first studio recording in that same 2010. I was given an opportunity to be one of the artists they needed to. There was this new concept of idol, where it's not going to be something you stand on stage to sing, because the management had all facilities. So it's just to get artists, record the video, do a song, record the video, and then put it out there for votes. So the project was ongoing till at the point sponsors were not responding as expected, and then that was how.
I mean, you do gospel, but, you know, before we delve there, the question will be, did you start with gospel? You said you were taken to ID Kabasa studio. Was the fellow who took you there, was it for, you know, a gospel collaboration, or it was just your regular secular music, maybe pop, hip hop, and the rest of them?
I don't know what was in his mind. On his mind, I just followed him. But all they told me to do was sing. Anything.
The 2 songs you came up with the following day, were they gospel songs, or?
I'll call them inspirational.
Inspirational songs.
Yeah, because I had to say something meaningful. Yeah. So and then I didn't really give it that inspirational brand. All I knew was that I needed something meaningful. At some point, I was like, okay, target gospel.
Oh,
That was what I did, yeah.
Great. So your kind of sound, you know, it's not like the conventional gospel songs people listen to that is seemingly solemn and what have you. It's more of I won't call it rap, I won't call it, you know, pop. It's just, you know, there in that sense. You understand what I mean? So what would you term your sound? That's one. Then two, what has the acceptability been in terms of the gospel scene? You know, the church, but the body of Christ. How has your sound been accepted?
Okay, like I started in 2010. Interestingly, and that's by God's grace, I take the same gospel songs for secular shows, and I perform at secular shows.
Okay.
And the acceptance is pretty high.
Oh, okay.
And most of the support, yeah, my church has given me like 100% plus support. But one of those supports I get are from people that are not even in church. Because when they listen to my song, okay, now the the second video was sponsored by a company that is not into gospel. Yeah. I went to a lounge to perform. I was invited because I had connects like DJs who play my songs. And I go, okay, Ziduak, there's this stuff coming up, come and perform. And that was how I went, performed. After my performance, one of them stood up to spray money on me. And after that, he was like, what's up? What's the next step? And I said, okay, I'm thinking of pushing out there with a video. And they came up and sponsored it, you know. So, and that was how I moved. Then apart from that, because I'm all fired up to get it to the height I want it to be. So I had this producer, but he's not in the country now. Yeah, he's traveled out. So he has been on my case like, Ziduak, this is something different. Do more videos and let's put it out there. And he supported me, and that the recent 2 videos I shot was just last year, December. And we've been on this for like 3-4 years. Because I was trying to like raise funds and, you know.
Okay, but before you walked into the person who introduced you to, Baby said, Ziduak, come and sing. Before you met the person, did you ever think you were going to do music? Probably from a young age, you liked to sing choir and all of that.
Okay, well, I was just having fun moving about my life, yeah. I just didn't think I would ever do. Yes, I know I was in the modeling field, yeah. And I had flair for singing because I was in the choir. Even though at some point because in the children's choir in Apostolic Church, yeah. But I was in Catholic Church. After my dad passed on, I was my uncle, so I had to attend his church before I attended Christ Embassy. So he told, in children's choir, we had this program, and they're like, okay, you want us to do a special number? And I took the mic, I did a special number, and then one of the senior choir, like the big choir, not the children's choir, like, she called me aside, and she's like, just imagine a sinach, and then like, I like your voice, and the next thing I'm like, I felt like, you know, overwhelmed. So, but I never thought I would do music professionally. I just knew I had flair for art, I had flair for entertainment, I had flair for fashion. I loved anything about art. So
that's great.
Okay. Do you still model by the side?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about music now. You sing, yes. You rap as well. How does that come easy for you? Which do you prefer, singing or rapping?
Like I said, I like generating sound. So when I get a beat, or maybe I have an idea or an inspiration to write just a line song, that becomes like a project. Then I'll build on it. Yeah, maybe something comes. Okay, like one day I was listening to Beyonce's song, the one she sang with Jay-Z. What's that song again?
Drunk in Love?
So the sound of the water inspired me. Yeah, the water wave inspired me with something, and that was how I built a song on it. And I had to go to the studio. Like, I just made the producer. I said, I have something. I just want to drop. Let me just voice it. Then build on it. Then I'll come and write on it. That's all.
So that would mean that you know, you get inspired, you know, by things around you, personal experiences, and you put pen to paper first before you go to a studio session to record, and to the studio rather to record.
I do both.
You do both as well. Oh, okay.
Either I get a beat and I build on it, or I write and I go to the studio.
That's great. So let's talk, you know, the gospel scene now. Again, you've said you've received so much support even outside, you know, the Christian fold. various projects you've put out, what has been that acceptability rate for those projects? And are we looking at new projects, coming up probably before the end of the year?
Okay, like I'll speak on the new recent 2 videos I shot. Yeah, I know funds sometimes is required for the push out there.
Apparently.
Yeah, so I did not really look at who is accepting it or not. I just believe in when I put it out there, it's going to be accepted. So I did more of it's between me and God. God brings the opportunity. Like, I don't have a record label for now, so I'm like me, God, doing the whole thing. So he brings the opportunity, I make use of the opportunity. So when it's a show and like I get a call, Ziduak, this is on, come on board, I go, I perform. And interestingly, by God's grace, I get people who want to do stuff or give me more shows. And the other part of it is someone's like, okay, I want to feature you on this, on that, on that. Yeah.
All right. So that's a conventional way music or gospel music is perceived. Like we have said earlier, is some persons have their definition of what holiness is about. Even though it may not even be God's definition, but people have their definition of how they think someone that is holy should behave, act, look, dress, sing, talk, and what have you. So have you had perceptions, or people come to share their perceptions on, well, I don't think you're doing gospel. Why would you do gospel? And probably your gospel is supposed to be leading people to that,
holy of holies.
Well, holy of holies is relative, by the way. But have you had that perception when it comes to accepting your style of doing gospel songs?
Yeah, a lot.
So how are you able to manage all of that? Or what are those perceptions firstly, then how are you able to manage them?
Okay, I think I'll start with my drive, my motive, my intentions. Yeah. First of all, if this is iBrand, and this is a brand, and definitely has to be marketed. So just imagine you have marketers and they have to sell this brand. And it's all about strategy. So if I'm marketing salvation, Christ, if I'm marketing the virtues of Christ, I need a strategy to penetrate the kind of minds that the regular way of ministering the gospel, they are bored about it. And they just, I think Christianity is boring, because some people say Christianity is boring. You can't be a Christian and still look full of life. So, and I thought of that. Then secondly, when I get approached on the fact that, okay, you say they hear, most of the times when I go for shows, when I perform, they're like, oh wow, nice and all that. When I now listen to the song again and listen to my lyrical contents, they're like, you do gospel? I said yes, and they're like, they can't merge it together. And I was like, I choose to do it this way because I choose to sell what I have to sell creatively, innovatively, and make it more marketable. So between me and God, so I don't know who is out there judging how I do my stuff, but I know I'm about getting to the minds of people with the content of my lyrics, get their attention with creativity, and also make it more entertaining so that they can.
Okay, that's a very good strategy, it must be said. You said earlier that you're not signed to a label. Has that been the case ever since?
I've had opportunities to be signed on to labels. Okay. Yeah, and then I have to pray to God to know the right one to get on board with. Yeah. Then I'm not yet because I'm taking my time. Oh wow. Yeah, okay. But I'm ready for any at the moment.
At the moment, okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Okay,
sorry, just
talking about brands. I noticed from your videos we saw that you had the blue braided.
Is that your style?
Is that part of the brand?
Yeah, like I said, I have flavor for fashion. So.
But you see, blue is like one of your favorite colors, right?
It's a symbol as well.
Right. Okay. A symbol of
royalty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so talking about your other interests before we delve back to music. You said you have a flair for, I know you model, but you have a flair for fashion. Do you are you into the whole fashion thing, either in terms of styling, designing,
Yeah, I am. I've actually my first, second, even the third video. with
saw
my
the outfit?
handwork.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah. Yes, I don't have a
really
I don't have a machine yet. But then what I do is I work, like for example now, if I have a new song and I want to put it out there, I listen to the sound and it gives me an idea of the kind of
outfit
crafts to look like in that sound, and then I come up with the design, go to the market, get fabrics, then put them together. So I just felt I need to put out my crafts in fashion out there. So on my birthday I made I do video editing, so I made a birthday video of a snapshot of my different outfits I did myself, not with a machine but with my hands.
Great.
Yes, it's a video on my YouTube channel that I just showcased my fashion, my music, and me.
All right. So as we just wrap up, we want to do one or two sounds for us, probably of rap or singing. Okay, you said you don't have preference, so quickly just do one or two songs or something for us.
Okay, I do a combination of rapping in Ibibio and English. So I'll mix it.
Ibibio.
It's fine. I've never heard someone do that before.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Okay.
You have the floor. Sure.
Yeah. Afan po ayem ke dirimboro me aya kat go weme basi. Afan ba me aneke san fo kat I boro ki ko basi. Afadu wam ye o ba me afayem kat ko bonga basi. Ku yakawo u biang afen. Ha ku yakawo u biang afen. Afan po sinamwe me anem afan po sinamwe me afan sasne ke edi wamo bong keseruwe makwa basi. Boom. Yo akamak basa. Afatske isare basa. The health and the wealth and the peace you need comes straight from Jah. And stop there.
That was rapping, right?
That was rapping. The last line was what probably summed it up. I don't understand the video, but I mean, there's just the need to be thankful for health, happiness, life, wealth. Everything we need, we get from God. Especially for those who are believers, be it Muslims or Christians. There's always that notion that everything you have is a gift from God. So I think what you're doing is good, and I'll just say keep up with it. And I'm sure in the nearest future I'll probably be signing forms to see you.
No, I'm not sure she would want to do that, Ziduak.
Well, I think make it simple and make
it simple.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much,
Ziduak.
That was really. It's been a nice time chatting with you, actually.
I had fun.
Yeah, you had fun with
you. Very much.
All right, we've been talking with Ziduak Fidelis. That was really an amazing one there, and that's all. That's the segment we have for you on iBrandTV today. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we have more interesting segments for your viewing pleasure. Please to stay with us.